that you got to take the highs with the lows. We're all familiar with that saying. And I think it's unfortunate that some people will only make that statement or use that phrase when they have to come up with an excuse as to why bad things happen in their life. But in my opinion, it actually has a deeper meaning, more profound meaning than just that. Similar to how a battery can't function properly without a negative and a positive, we, like batteries, require both to have balance in our lives. We need both for life preservation. And if we wish to prosper, we require polarity in order to experience, react, and learn. Consider it in this manner: you wouldn't be able to tell when you're truly having a pleasant experience if you didn't have both negative and positive experiences. It would simply remain in whatever state it is without a label. On the other hand, since there's no easy method to compare the experiences, you wouldn't be able to tell when anything was bad either. Again, it would just simply be. If you're never presented with a clear distinction between negative and positive, you'll never have a clear understanding of how or what to label the experiences that you're having. We require the opposing force to serve as a reminder of the nice and the terrible, the peaks and the valleys, the advantages and the disadvantages. To survive and flourish, we require that duality. In order for our lives to function properly so that we can see what's truly happening and completely experience the full spectrum of life, we need both negative and positive energy, just like a car battery. We're all undergoing this moment of transformation together, which is a component of global awakening that happened in 2020. Everybody's letting go of things that no longer serve them. The average individual, however, finds it very difficult to understand this polarity and the need to let go of the negative in order to allow the positive to come in and flourish. The average person would say, uh, 2020 or 2021 has been the worst year ever, and stop there without any other consideration. That person doesn't go through ups and downs on a regular basis. They're simply going through an ongoing state of being, a state of being that sees highs so rarely that they can't readily recognize them when they're present. But this duality dance is something that most of us are familiar with. We're aware that until we own our own mess and figure out where the patterns are coming from and why they continue happening in the first place, the lows will continue to occur and the highs won't be as amazing. We have the option to decide whether to change the pattern or simply accept it. And it'll be easier to move through the process the more you learn to accept that. And the more enjoyable your highs are going to be. So, in this time of expressing thanks and thankfulness, I would advise you to search for both the good and the bad. Even though it can be difficult to find gratitude for some of the bad things that are happening in our lives, there may be some good to be found if we look a little closer at what's really going on. Or at the very least, acknowledge what the rubbish is teaching us and express gratitude for just the life lesson that you learned. The key idea is that in order to perceive the good, we must also see the negative. If we don't also keep space for bad times, we won't be able to enjoy the magnificent, uplifting force of all the positive things that happen in our lives. Furthermore, if we don't deal with the issues at hand, it'll be more difficult for us to tap into the power of visualization. we must first examine the things that don't serve us and then let them go in order to create our vision boards of life, things that inspire us so much that we can't help but act or react when we see it. At first, this is going to seem a little unpleasant because you're running the gauntlet of negative thought. But in the long run, it could be one of the best decisions that you've ever made in your life.